There I are. There I are. Evening, folks. How's everybody tonight? All well, I hope, and still keeping safe. I was just saying to deal. I just checked my watch, and my watch said 10 to 8. And I just checked the computer, and the computer said nearly 8 o'clock. Oh, my life. So, anyway, I'm back. I'm here. I'm not sneezing. For a change. Right, what we're doing tonight. Oh, hang on. Wait till I go back and have a look at who's in. Quite a few in. Stace is in. Ian. I'm in. Oh, of course I am. Woody. Rubber-dub. Steve Blinkhorn. Colin Watson. Come on, mouse work. Jeff Christie. Glenn's in. Evening, Glenn. David. I'm getting towards the bottom now. Alistair. Or yourself. His self is in. Mark. I think that's it. Oh, John PBH. Anna. Afternoon, Anna. Or evening, Anna. Oh, God, Anna's sneezing. I hope that test result comes back okay, Anna. Doug's in. Duncan. Real Ale. Nick. Howdy, Nick. Wifey Woodshed. My God, we've got a load in the night, haven't we? Herb's in. Miss T. Good evening, Miss T. Right, I think that's about it. Right, I think everybody might have seen the photo I put up this afternoon, or for the link. Had a bit of practice just to make sure I could do this and get everything sorted out, so I don't have any mishaps tonight. Famous last words. So that's what we're doing. So what I've got a piece of oak which is around about 7 inches wide by about 10 inches long by about an inch thick, and I've actually got it mounted on my off-center chuck, Axminster off-center chuck. It's a bit fiddly to work with, but it's a brilliant bit of kit when you get used to it. So you can actually off-center pieces. I think you can see all the holes there. It's on the center one at the moment, and you can go about 1.5 inches either side. You can go about 1.5 inches either side to get that off-centered. And what you can also do as well is that that part there, the small part, the way, that's it, the small part there, that comes away from this section, so you can actually turn it individually around as well. So you can get all different types of patterns and things for if you're doing box lids and things like that. Good evening, Ed. Nice to see you in. Right, so I'll just change the camera. Don't know why I'm going over there. I've got my mouse over here because I've got the TV on tonight. We're going for that one. Evening, good turn. There we are. I think that gives a fairly good view of what we're doing. So this is spinning. I haven't got the chuck actually in the center of the piece of wood. I've got it offset to one side, so you can actually see when I switch it on, it is lots of air there, and I'm turning at around about 500. Now, one of the first things I do when I'm doing this, now usually I'll use a marker for this, but as per usual, can't find bloody anything in this workshop. Evening, Graham. Evening, Scott. Evening, Rich. Right, what I've actually done there, I've marked on my tool rest where the end of the piece of wood is. So I know, just going to move that in a bit closer, I know not to put my fingers in there. Move that out this way a bit, go right at the edge of that piece of wood. Right, I've put this through my drum sander, so it's been sanded both sides to 120. There's not actually a hell of a lot of turning on this. I am going to be using my Robert Sorby, I think that's my 1/4" ball gouge on this one. I'm also going to be using the Robert Sorby texturing tool, and I've got the small toothed one on that. And I'm also going to be using my long neck grinder, and I've actually got the Arbortech cutter on the long neck grinder on that. I'm going to be colouring, so it's going to be ebonizing lacquer, probably some, what colour have I got? Oh, that's gone now. Where's that gone? Oh, it's up here. Some silver embellishing wax, and also Joe Sonia's paints, probably the what colour have I got? Probably the violet, the green, and the gold. That's the usual three that I use because I like using them ones. So with no further ado, Colin, how have I attached the yoke to? Oh, sorry, Colin, I meant to mention that, and I obviously didn't. The chuck itself is attached to a waste block with 3 screws. It's like a small faceplate, this is. And then I've attached the waste block to the actually piece with hot glue. And like I say, I did one this afternoon just to have a practice, and it held up very well. So I don't see any reason why this one should come off. That's what she said. Right, I'll just get that tool rest set up again so I know where my pencil mark is in relation to the piece of wood. And we'll get on and do some turning. Oh, Glyn's saying no grit. Right, that's it, he's off. No problem, Colin. Any questions, keep them coming. It'll keep Dale busy. Thanks for the confidence, Stace. So there we are, a fairly basic shape just to start off with. I'm just going to move the tool rest out a bit, and we'll start using the the Robert Sorby texturing tool. The lathe's already running at 500. 500 is an ideal speed for using the texturing tool. And I find you get the best results if you've got the texturing tool straight, so horizontal. And if you use it sort of between, if we'll call that 12 o'clock, so it's straight up and down. If you use it between 12 o'clock and twist it round to around about 2 o'clock, I tend to get the best results there. So I'm just going to put a few texturing designs on here, and then we'll go from there. Glyn will be on the gin, no doubt. Either that or he'll be on the wine. Evening, Mike. Talking about favourite tools, my favourite tool is the Sorby 3/8 titanium coated bowl gouge. And I believe Ed is quite fond of that tool as well. Right, so there we've got the basic design on this. So now comes the fiddly part. What I've got to do now is alter the chuck. This can take a wee bit of time. I'll be as quick as I can altering this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to offset it a wee bit. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm not going to do that at all. You a lying clasper. Liar. Tighten this one back up. I wish they'd come up with a better design for this. I'm sure somebody has in the States, but right, evening Emma, I'm just going to use a big abrasive pad just to give this a fairly quick sand. Don't really need to do too much on this. Might help if you plug it in. Evening, Fenrica. Evening, James. Evening, Barry. I forgot to mention, the word of tonight is realistically. So if you want to join in with the drinking game, every time I say realistically, you've got to take a drink. I think I need a bit more texture in there. Oh, thanks, JP. Much appreciated. Oh, yeah, that was the whole point of this piece. The chat in, or the subject, I should say, of Makers International on Sunday night was scrap wood and what do you do with your scrap wood and things like this. The majority of my scrap wood goes in the wood burner. But I do have a contact who is a cabinet maker, and he chucks out loads and loads of oak. This is where I got this from. So it's a scrap piece to him. So I'm just using it. I'm just going to do a bit more texturing on this. It's not standing out that much. That's a bit better. Evening, Nick. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened there. Right. So I'm using the long neck grinder with the Arbitech cutter, and I'm just doing some texturing straight up and down the wood. I'm not. So realistically, that was a mistake on my part, getting muted. Funnily enough, you should say that, Nick, because I'm actually using that part of the grinder there to rub on the wood. Wayne has not got a grip on reality, would he? Realistically, I don't think Glenn ever makes it to the end of anything, apart from a couple of bottles of wine, and maybe the end of the bed. Evening, Andy. Has anybody ever tried doing anything random and still finding out that patterns form? Grand, so that's that done. I feel the most time that's going to get taken tonight is going to be waiting for paint to dry. Realistically, I'm not. Evening, Jack. So getting the Yorkshire grit on isn't that difficult. It's actually getting it back off is the difficult part. Right, let's loosen this one off again. For me it is. I had to have an essential trip down to the garage today to get some wine. Yeah, I've got to go out on Friday to pick up Jane's meds. Oh, how loose is that? I think that's realistically. Yeah, that. Yeah, I mean it is just a like a web racks pad that's on there, Ed. Right, so I'm going to move this out. How many? A couple. Oh, yeah. No, I'm just going to leave that one there as well. Sorry this is taking as much time. It is just a wee bit on the fiddly side getting this adjusted. It came out the night to get everything sorted out, got the computer and everything hooked up. And I wanted the bloody update. Oh. That's arriving tomorrow. Now I've got a bit of work to do for Jane in the morning, and then I'll probably get that cable run tomorrow afternoon. Oh, I've got loads of cable ties. What do I need cable ties for? Well, realistically, David, I don't think it's going to be very long tonight. Right. So now I don't know. I don't know if you can see that, but that's actually gone a wee bit off centre there. So what we're going to do is just put another circle on once I decide where I'm going. It's not going to end well, Glenn. Yes, I can see that. Good. I can see I've got some catching up to do on the drinking when I get in the house. But realistically, that's what I do. Evening, Huey. I'd suggest you get a drink in your hand. The drinking game's already started. Move that out. Another one. When I've actually finished, I'll not remove the waste block with the glue on, but I'll remove the chuck off the waste block so you can actually see what it looks like. I probably should have done that at the beginning. Don't get Glenn to try and repeat that. Evening, Debbie. Right, this is going to be the the last adjustment on the chuck. Thank God for that. Oh yes, I am colouring it. You should know better than to ask. So again, you can see that's gone even more off centre now. So I'll just put another circle on there. Colour. Nope, it's getting colour. So you can see now what I was meaning by the off-center effect, and that that off-center effect has come about by using the off-center chuck. So that is realistic. Well, that was a proper realistically. That is realistically all the turning. That's it, done. No. No. Oh yeah, there will be some intrinsic. So it's not intrinsic. There will be some Hampshire sheen embellishing wax on, but at the moment I'm just going to put on some cellulose sand and sealer. That's the practice piece, JP. To tell you the truth, I'm not interested. I don't care. The only reason I buy Jaffa cakes is when I know Dale's coming for a visit. I'm going to turn the speed all the way down. There we go. And now we'll stick some chestnut ebonite lacquer on there. Stick the board up. Just do the edges on this one as well. Quick going over. Oh, good. Evening, Dennis. Very good. Just kidding. Yes, I've used vinegar and iron filings. I have even used, once upon a time, many, many moons ago, I went and bought some iron tablets and crushed them up just in water, and that worked as well. Right. Evening, Christine and Michael. Right, so what we're going to do first, we're going to stick on some, it looks on from the camera that I've actually missed bits with the ebonizing lacquer, but I haven't. Right, so I'm just going to put some ebonizing lacquer on the textured parts in the centre. Look into my eyes, look into my eyes. Evening, Will. Yeah, finger painting. Yeah, now, I very rarely use a cloth when I'm polishing anything on the lathe. I much prefer to use paper. It's a hell of a lot safer. But using paper over texture when you're trying to polish something tends to rip the paper apart. So I'm just going to use a piece of cloth and be fairly careful with this, just to polish up that silver. Did I say that? Neither do I. And what I'm going to do now. Right, so I'm using the violet iridescent paint first. I'm just yeah, everybody usually starts to understand me around about 11:30 at night when I start speaking drunkenese. Yes, it is, James. You're right. I don't know why I didn't just move it over here, to tell you the truth. Would have been a hell of a lot easier. But that's me. Oh, Colin. Right, next Wednesday's live is going to be dedicated to Yorkshire Grit. I'm going to turn a bowl just so I can use Yorkshire Grit next Wednesday. Mind you, come the morning, Glyn won't remember I've said that, so it'll not make any difference. A wee bit too much on there. Not to worry, not to worry. It's usually at this time of the night that I get sacked. That hasn't happened yet, at least I don't think it has. No, no. No, Glenn, I'm just resigned to keep on working with you. What about Hampshire Grit? There's no such product. Oh, she put a post on earlier today on Facebook about some wood arriving at the post office for her. Right, I'm going to have to use it. All right. How about mixing the Yorkshire Grit with beeswax to make a sand and finishing wax stick? It's already got beeswax in it, Ruben. Oh. All right. That's Ruben Martin from Hampshire Sheen already makes one of those. The quick answer to that one is none. Right. I think that's us. God, that was a short one. I know. Right, guys, I'll pop this off the lathe. That's it. I will be lacquering this at some point, probably tomorrow. But what I'll do for the moment, I'll take off the chuck off so you can see what it's like. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I hate leaving it like that. That's a very short life. Right, so this thing comes in 3 bits. That's just what I'm going to do. Right, I'm going to have to turn something else then. Right, so what you've got is this part here, which is the small faceplate. So there's 3 screws there, and you see all these indentations going round. On here, this is where it fits into the small recess here, but it's also got a like a ball bearing embedded in there. So these, I'll just drop them screws out. Those indentations fit into that ball, so it doesn't actually move. But once you loosen it off, you can turn it round and line it up with that. Can't really see that very well. That's it there, that big line there. You can just keep on turning that round so you can get loads and loads of different variations on there. And then on the other side, this is a dovetail recess which fits into the C jaws on the chuck. It's got 2 screws in. One, they both keep everything tight, but you have got this series of holes here. So what you do is loosen one screw off. You don't take it all the way out. Just loosen that one off like that. And then with the other one, you take that all the way out. And then you can move the chuck to an offset position like that. So that's it in the center. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 holes either side that you can take the chuck to and screw back on again so you can get that off center. And that's basically how it works. Like I said, it is a bit fiddly, or it can be a bit fiddly. I had to cut down an Allen key so it would fit in behind there. Oh, here we go. Guess who's coming out to play? I think that's Kasha that's shouting there. Yeah. Right, so that's that, guys. So that's the one I've done just now. And that was the one that I did this afternoon. So I've got a pair of them. Is the what was it? Oh, why? That's just weird. That is. Don't know why they've done that. Well, today, have I got anything there I can quickly turn? Oh, that's already got a mortise in there. Right, I'll quickly do a small ball. This, yes, Glenn, it was Bryn. It's probably out here looking for you. Hi, aha. Right, so what we've got on here now is it's a piece of Iroko. I got this piece of wood given to me by Dave the Wood Barber. Oh, probably about 18 months. It might even be 2 years ago. Anyway, 8.5 inches by 2 inches. We'll just get a quick bowl knocked out so everybody's not leaving after 45 minutes or so. Where's my... No. No, we'll just see how we get on. Hello, Petal. That's my little sister. Right, where am I up to? Nearly 1500 I'm turning there. Oh, just in case you didn't see how I'm passing onto the lathe. For those of you who haven't watched me before or are fairly new to the channel, right, that's a 67mm diameter hole. I've got a 67mm Forstner bit, which I bought cheap from China for about £5 off eBay. And that fits nicely onto the C-jaws of the Axminster chuck. Oh, I'll have to quickly pop into the house. Right, I'm just going to take these headphones off. I'm going to pop into the house to get my speed sizer, which I haven't used yet, so I can show you how that works. I'm back. Right, so for putting the mortise in the bottom, what I'm going to be using tonight is my new speed sizer, invented by Chris Fisher, the blind wood turner, and developed by Axminster. So on the horizontal line, it's got all of the Axminster jaws and the sizes for them, both internal and external. And if you're using any other types of chucks, on the vertical line, it's got that set out in 10mm things, so you can actually get either set up exactly for your chuck or as near as damn it. So I haven't used it before, so tonight's the first time I'm going to be using that. But first, I'll do the outside shape of the bowl. Again, when I do bowls, fairly simple shape. Turning at around about 1500. Helps if you lock the tool rest down. Excuse me a moment. Looks like I've lost Deal. Hello, don't know what happened there. Good evening, Eva. Have you managed to get down to the post office yet? Just a wee bit more to get. A wee bit more. Evening, Steve. There we go. For a minute. Bring the tailstock up. How much was the wood? Nothing. I got it given as a gift. An external. I'm just going to double check this thing as that was the first time I've used it. Spot on. So that works. Oh, that's a spindle goes. Oh, very good. To rest up a bit. I had no doubt it was going to work. Just hand sand in the centre. Turn the speed down. I'm going to quickly sand at 120. That was 240. No, that means I could just purposely do it. Yeah, I don't like using battery drills when I'm power sanding. I don't think they've got enough revolutions or enough power. Cellulose sanding sealer. I've already joined quite a few times, and I've got the t-shirt. Now again, realistically, if I was just going to wax this, I'd probably knock the sanding sealer back with one of these Scotch-Brite Web Brax pads, but I'm not going straight into the waxing. It is going to get a coating of, you can't see the bloody name on this anymore, Yorkshire grit. There you are. There you are. That was Steve who turned the tap on, though, wasn't it, JP? Right, again, turn the speed down. Want to be running at about 250 for this, if possible. And you just start rubbing the grit in with the piece of paper you've put it on with. It's Yorkshire Grit, JP, the finest of abrasive pastes. If anybody tells you any different, tell them to come and see me at Maker Central. And you, My camera keep on going off and coming back on. All right. Night, James. So the finish I'm using tonight is, that's it, Food Safe Wax from Wayne of the Big Feet. He uses it on his chopping boards and things, but it does work on wood turning, and you don't actually need a lot of it, so it does go a fairly long way. No, that was that. Sorry, Woody, that was to you. I'm not doing the inside off centre. Yeah, what it means is, have you not seen? Yeah, yeah, but the thing is, if you're putting it inside a full tub, it will not fit in properly, so the lid doesn't fit. All right. He's not. He's not listening. He's not listening. JP. Oh, he is. I thought he'd already. I thought he'd already gone to do that. What, Yorkshire grit or the wax? No, you need a fair amount of Yorkshire grit. You only need a very little wax. It does go a long way. Eva's always eating. Do, do, do. Very good. Let's see how we're doing on this. Evening, Matthew. Evening, David. Right, this might get a bit vibraty, this. Well, it's actually quite thin, so you never can tell what might happen. Evening, Rich. Or tell a joke, one of the two. You've just bought a mountain bike, Glenn. Are you mental? I should have thinned this wall down before I actually took the centre bulk out. So I've got some very, very fine vibration lines in there that I'm hoping I can get rid of. Now I've still got some here. Oh, who is? All right. Grand. Right. Let's have a look, see. It is. See, seeing as how I didn't leave the bulk in, I've got a thin, really thin part here and a thicker part over there. Well, let's have a quick look. We're looking at around about 2 mil thickness. Just give that a quick wipe off. Is that your bloody workshop door again, Deal? Oh. All right. Whoa. I've got to keep on practicing these thin wall bores because I want to do some really delicate, delicate, some really delicate piercing on some balls at some point. Yes. Is the yeah? You mean juniper? Yep. That was sand and sealer. It was cellulose sand and sealer, Mr. Rubin. I heard anything from the other Steve. I just swapped messages with him the other day, and he's doing fine. Yes, either juniper, that's the wood. I thought you was asking about the berries that go into gin earlier on. The berries that go into gin come from juniper. Yes. I'm certainly going to be trying it at some point. Who was that? Was that David? Oh. Right. Now I'm confused. Eva, are you actually talking about you, or are you talking about juniper? Because if you're talking about you should never use you on any type of food stuff because it's poisonous. Juniper's different. Oh, right. Mike's saying sloe berries are the most common for gin. No, Mike. To actually make gin, you use juniper. To make sloe gin, you mix the sloe berries in with gin. Oh, now I was supposed to be doing cookery tips tonight, wasn't I? See, realistically, I was supposed to be doing cookery tips tonight. No, right, David. This isn't juniper wood. No, this is a Iroko. Eva was talking about juniper. Yeah, I'm totally confused with the chat now. Right then. Oh, that's light. There you go, guys. I think you can see how thin the wall is on that. So that's the bowl that I've done, and for those of you who came in late, I can't remember which one. That's the wall hanging that I turned tonight. So it actually stands just nice. Turn it towards the camera so you get a bit more colour. That's better. That's not going to stand. There we go. That shows the colour off better. Right, I will. Oh, my mouse is over here somewhere. Right. Thank you, Nathan. Where am I? There. So there we are. I don't know if this will show up very well. Oh, it does. It shows up not that bad. Thanks, guys. A funnel. Who's it said that? Eva, a funnel is when you take the tool. Oh, wrong. When you take the tool and you go straight through the bottom of the bowl. So the bowl then looks like a funnel. That's what a funnel is. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm just listening to Dale. Oh, that's it. Steve Coombs. He's almost empty. Realistically, I think you should be topping your glass up. Right, guys. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. I actually expected that the first piece there to go on for quite a bit longer than that. I didn't think I'd get that finished that quick. I'll get back out tomorrow and take the waste block off the back and the hot glue and everything and get it all cleaned up. Give it a few coats of lacquer. Stick some photos up on the social medias. And I will see you the next time I see you. Whether it's live in somebody's chat or live next Monday lunchtime. I will be doing live next Monday lunchtime as well. Don't ask us what I'm going to be doing because I've got no idea whatsoever. Yeah, I'll probably be doing some turning. That's what I usually do. Right, guys, I'm going to end the broadcast. I'm going to switch everything down, go in the house and proceed to open a bottle of wine and see if I can catch up with you drunken lot. Bye for now, guys. Have a good one.